8 years ago, we came out with continuous verification to make sure that we're taking away the worst part of your best engineers' jobs. No one wants to sit there and babysit deployments. So continuous verification was designed to look at your APM metrics, to look at your logs, and think about them like your best engineers. So at 3 o'clock in the morning, they didn't have to. What's amazing is how our customers have been able to leverage this to make sure that, again, they're not babysitting these deployments. But we found that even setting these up had become a challenge. So we said, let's make it even easier to use, and let's leverage AI to make sure we know what to look for anytime a deployment happens. What you'll notice here inside of a standard pipeline we're going through, and traditionally you'll go through the deployments and we'll run those verifications. The intent here is now to give you more information on exactly how things were generated, also to give you an understanding of what tasks were happening throughout the process. This will go through looking at your APM metrics, your logs, it'll analyze them, and it'll ultimately give you an analysis and a verification summary to make sure that you know why we either decided to successfully allow this to move forward or why we said it failed and give you the exact responses to it. This is actually so important to me, I'm gonna actually kick off a full live demo to make sure this runs. I wanna see how this actually operates in the real world, not just look at one that's already previously run. So this will take a second or so because I have to light up infrastructure and I have to pull up a deployment, but the intention here is to let you see how an actual verification would happen. I'm gonna go and create a deployment, and then I'm gonna go and look at that analysis, but I don't have to go and configure what metrics to look for or what logs, because now I'm gonna go actually ask an MCP server for the provider so I can figure out all of those for you at the point in time when I'm actually doing the verification. Again, removing that worst part of the job, even having to figure out what to look for. So now it's going to go ahead, it's going to run that analysis, and it's going to start verifying the changes that we actually just deployed and pushed into the system. What you'll start seeing quickly is that we've already got an analysis going. It's going to go look at those logs, look at the pieces, and what it's done really quickly is it's going ahead and it's looking specifically at the MCP server from Dynatrace and saying, hey, what are those things that are actually important for us to look at? We can then go take and look at the log collection, we can go look at the metrics collections, and as this is progressing throughout each step, we can actually see every step of the way what it's doing. So we can see the post deployments, we can see the actual aggregation of those logs, we can look at the processing itself. So every step of the way, Harness is telling you exactly what it's thinking, how it's analyzing and operating, and then ultimately we get to how it's verified and validated this based on all the information that you have. You'll notice very quickly this has failed for a very good reason, and we can get into all of the metrics of the logs. So showing you the same way that we used to, but now giving you a full definition, and again, removing the worst part of that. Now, adding continuous verification is as simple as adding it into the pipeline and allowing it to configure itself for your applications.